until he maintains that consistency on land, it's going to be a talking point for him for sure. But I think that improvement has been there that we've seen from him now that he's gotten more and more land experience.
And for Alistar, just think from the humanist perspective, the fact that he has had all this criticism all year long, more than just a year at this point for Alistar, a lot of people putting his head on the chopping block. You have an opportunity here at the Major. If you have a strong individual performance, you can silence a lot of that doubt, a lot of that hate.
Well, I think a lot of it too. I mean, look, you were focusing on Alistar, perhaps a little bit unfairly, because I think this whole team had to have had that conversation coming into this, and it was like, look, if we don't do something at the Major, there's going to be, you know, some changes coming in. But obviously they've gotten here. Let's see what they can do. Upper bomb site rush, right out of the hut, right out of the door.
Straight away into the fights. JDC, Searson, and Tapson taking out the initial attack of FlyQuest, but they are still in this as Dexter and Alistar fight their way back. Crimbo left 1v2. We talk about him as a clutcher. Well, he has to pull one off immediately here.
Yeah, they disappear down the vents. They're going to split up, though. Alistar going to look for this drop down, so a little bit of a risk. Crimbo flanking through ramp room. Alistar waiting. Got to hit this shot. Sees the feet. Tags away. Crimbo brought very low. Nice and easy. Just talk tons about him, and Alistar delivers a triple kill in the pistol.
Yeah, great start for FlyQuest. A very quick, simple call into the top site. Get down the vent when it doesn't exactly go as cleanly as they would have hoped. Even numbers on the trades, and they get down into the lower bomb site swiftly. And Crimbo never in a position to compete for the round win. So big going for a force buy here. Rigon's invested into MP9s. In fact, everybody pulling out an MP9 here.
Everyone pulling out an MP9. Not a lot of smokes, not a lot of utility to stop any kind of early aggression. FlyQuest, how do they want to play this? Doors broken open. Lobby crunch coming in for big. JDC, Rigon already through. They've got to hear these footsteps. They're going to start picking up the pace outside with this smoke wall. Inns communicating about the lobby crunch and plenty of space and freedom for FlyQuest to start making their moves.
Crimbo tucked away in the lockers for the time being. His opponent silently climbing above it.
There's two players down here, a third joining up with them, so as long as they don't lose the bomb, Dexter spots one over towards Squeak Door, and he's calling the rest of the bomb site clear. Inn's going to start clearing out lobby. They shouldn't commit too much to this fight. One goes down, there's Liaz. He's got to pick up the bomb. Dexter's opened things up outside. There is a snake in the grass beneath him. Crimbo waiting for his moment to slide up heaven.
55 seconds, still time for him to slither in behind some of these FlyQuest players. Spots the bomb at the back of the pack, but lethal will not be his attack. It's Searson and Crimbo taking kills between them, leaving Vexside in a 1v2. This has actually worked out pretty well for Big in these MP9s in this fight. Oh, it could have went Crimbo's way and ended right here, but Vexside still in this fight. He'll head to the back of the bomb site. Bomb going down at JDC. The climb up the vent.
He should know.
His time now. But he's going to go through the lobby, a reposition. It's an intelligent play, but Vexside's gone back into it. AK, it's a perfect angle, but the MAC-10 comes out on top. Vexside to step up with a clutch here for FlyQuest to keep them going.
Ooh, that's an awkward angle to fall into. That's a well-recovered round from FlyQuest. Really tough. Big does everything necessary to make this sketchy. Opening duel is actually won by the MP9s in a lot of cases. If it's not for that Dexter flank up heaven, there's no option for FlyQuest to fall back. That opened up the opportunity for them to come into the bomb site and find the solution to the issue. So well fought from Big. It goes against them, and now they have to save. Upgraded pistols picked up a little bit of utility.
Yeah. Well, you think of FlyQuest and you talk about that win in Atlanta. It was probably a similar sized crowd, right? If not slightly smaller, but it's going to feel like an intimate environment, similar to that matchup when they were going up against Big. And I think it's quite cool to see that we do have a crowd for this stage of the Major. The only one I can remember that had a similar crowd situation was the one in Rio, right? And it adds something extra to the environment, especially if you've been playing your RMRs in the hotel rooms, right? It's just a huge step up, gradually increasing before we get into the playoffs.
No, they have played this map earlier this year back at IEM Dallas. That's plenty of months ago, quite a long time ago. It was a very narrow victory for Big, 16-14.
Do they always just play each other in America, Jason? Is that how it works?
Yeah, Atlanta, they played each other in the Cologne play-ins, Dallas, the Rio, and then you go all the way back to 2022. So we'll forget about those ones. That one falls a little bit out of the purview. Statute of limitations has ended.
Well, the bomb going down. Big have actually done a decent job. They got one kill here and the opportunity to get more damage done.
Setting up for exits, I believe, at this point. You're not going to win this retake, so get in some position. Maybe you make some money off this MAC-10, but the HP on Liaz, Vexside, Inns makes them, you know, pretty tasty targets to go for on the evacuation from the bomb site. So FlyQuest is going to have to find a way to clear out an avenue to safety to get away from this bomb explosion.
Very strong start for FlyQuest on this map. And, you know, in a best of one, with the ramifications of going 2-0 on your opening tie of the major, getting the first 3 rounds this well for FlyQuest is so important on Nuke.
That luxury on T-side Nuke, you're exactly right. It makes it a lot easier for Dexter to be able to call when he knows he doesn't have to call like 4 or 5 rounds, gun rounds to get on the T-side. Add 1 or 2 more and you're going to be very happy with it. So good start, 3-0, but the guns are coming out for Big, and that means the AWP is going to be in Searson's hand.
Yeah, I just talked about him before this game started as the man to watch for Big, especially in the form that he's currently in. He's got it out so very early here. First gun round. FlyQuest do not have one of their own. They're going to stick with rifles. 1 MAC-10 in the hands of Ince. Let's see what Dexter calls for the first attack into the gun round of Big. It's quick again. Down the vent with 2 players. Some space taken here for FlyQuest and panic stations for Big as Quimbo tries to get down. He does very well. Gets 1 kill, does damage onto the second, but is traded out. And so FlyQuest hit the pause button.
Ooh, yeah, I don't think they got it nearly as much as they wanted. Look at this. Oh, good shot. Taps in. Nice clear. And everyone from Big is panicking into the lower bomb site, but they're going to walk the bomb, stroll it right out into the upper site. Liaz, just a distraction. I don't know if he realizes how many players are here, but he's keeping them occupied for the moment.
And now when do FlyQuest decide to go out? They're already on the bomb site, getting it planted, and Big are going to realize, hold on, they've won A.
This is a very chaotic first gun round from FlyQuest. They are causing a lot of chaos in the Big comms. Well-constructed round, but they're at a man disadvantage. And Liaz is stuck at the lower site.
Big had a lot of conviction about wanting to pounce on that lower bomb site before it really even started to get planted. But
1
now
kit on
they have to come for a retake, and they've got plenty of utility, but yeah, 1 kit. Liaz finally taken out by JDC, who waits in the vent, but here comes the Heaven play out. Recon goes down, flashes in. Dexter removes himself from the top of the hut, flashes out, time ticking. They've got to get on the defuse right now. They've got to stick it, but there's no more time. They can't win this round. Big will concede another, and FlyQuest a 4-0 start versus Big.
A little Goosh helping take down Tapson at the end of the day. That's a very cool round from FlyQuest. Showing the vent drop, and Big panicked. Everyone shifts down. This is a really good clear for Tapson. They don't get caught off by the lurks. But Liaz does such a good job of occupying attention and selling the fake down to the lower bomb site that FlyQuest can stroll out upper. Really nice tactical call from Dexter.
And am I right in assuming now, Jason, we're likely to see Big be a little bit more considerate about rotations for the rest of the half, given how quickly they were to bite down on that B play?
Well, they've got to slow down this pace of FlyQuest, and it might just naturally occur on its own, but they have to slow it down enough to where they're not panicking when these situations arise. That's a really good fake out in a round where Big doesn't have the best economy in the world to stop the fast play. But if Big can slow the pacing in the mid rounds, that's where they can have an advantage.
Searson starts to move forward into the lobby using this AWP. Clearly the most important piece available for Big in this round, and they're looking to make it sing straight away.
It's a really dangerous piece in this position
Here
as
it goes.
well.
A little bit closer.
Gonna let the pistol go first. The MP9, good shot from Searson, pulled into the fight is Vexite. Bomb now isolated over towards Radio.
Liaz won that fight against Rigon, but Searson to trade it back on Alistair. So the AWP falls out of the hands of FlyQuest, and Big's first round win is being teed up, but Dexter comes through main, through the smoke. JDC pushed down, Crimbo, spotted, but Tapson's there with him. And so Liaz to go down, the MP9 will follow, and Tapson needed to win the fight and doesn't. So Searson's stuck in the vent, going for a Hail Mary no-scope. And he's not going to be able to do much about this. So bomb now arriving to the upper bomb site. FlyQuest teed up for 5 in a row, and Searson's going all the way around towards Secret.
Yeah, but this is what I mean by slowing down the mid round. Big actually, this is a well-constructed round for Big where they have some MP9. Searson with the picks from Hut actually takes attention away from Ramp Room, and Big realize there's not enough players on the FlyQuest side of things to keep track of every single choke point. That lobby crunch is really dangerous. They even drop the bomb. If it's not for In's double kill to defend against that and recover, Big probably win this round. So huge round from Inns, but a really well-constructed round from Big Clan.
Now, we were talking about a 3-0 lead being a great start on the T side for FlyQuest. They're 5-0 up right now.
Hey, Dinko.
What's up, Jason?
I'm going to throw you under the bus here. You ready?
All right. Getting myself ready.
So, word on the street is that you picked FlyQuest to go 0-3.
Yes, I did. I did.
Word on the street also is that you had some, some less than friendly Australians reaching out to you today.
You know, the Australians are always friendly. You know, they're always friendly, and I understand why they would want to rub it in. Because I did kind of double down on it. I was like, yeah, they may F everybody's pick'ems up, but not this time. And they did. They did immediately.
They certainly did.
Straight away in that opening game. So
at least it was day one, game one. It was right out of the gate.
I doubted the boys. But you know what's so great about it, Jason? I can root for them now.
No, what's really great about it is,
they've already messed it up. I can root for them.
You can bury the hatchet as well with a shoey.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, sure. I'll do it with your shoe.
You don't want to do it with the shoe.
Yeah, that looks a little gross, actually. Yep. I can do that later on. If they go 3-0, I'll do a shoe, and I'll put it on social media.
There we go. Now we're cooking with gas.
There we go.
Yeah. All right, I got you something, Oz. 5-0. Dexter's calling a really good opening to this T-side half. I'm loving it. Another full-blown gun round. Liaz gonna run right through the smoke. He wants some pace. Tapson spotted that. Pretty sure Liaz would have seen him as well at single box on the cross. But at the only man, he wanted to get this position early on to cause this shift in this rotation. He will not be the first play from FlyQuest, looking like they want to line up an upper hit.
Yeah, Dexter's got to feel locked in right now with some of the great calls he's been making so far. Big realize they have to show some stopping power immediately. Searson down, low in HP, 20 health left. Crimbo holding secret. Liaz looking to get involved in that fight. And Crimbo gets around the corner. Deploys the smoke. It's all about slowing FlyQuest down, trying to keep this pace a little lower.
Yeah, but I think FlyQuest is going to be super pleased with this. They just did that kind of pump fake at the upper bomb site, forced a lot of counter utility out. You've now spotted one lower who's had to deploy a smoke. There's not a whole lot of nades left for this defense. And the follow-up hit with the Molotov on top of Hut, nobody's playing there, but with the utility, now you've put pressure on Crimbo. This actually is not a bad position for FlyQuest at all.
Here come the flashes and the util. Rigon waits up on top of the cylinders, gets annihilated by Vexside, and the follow-up from Inns is hitting hard. Now JDC out from CT Vent gets blasted away in the end by Alistair, but he's got a double, and that 2K keeps his team in this fight. Final 19 seconds left, and Sirius, unfortunately, will arrive just before that grenade. And he dives down into the site. This silent drop from the sniper. Alistair has no idea. Now the scope is in. He's going to hear that surely, but Liaz goes down and Alistair does not react. Searson comes in alone. He didn't even need Crimbo and pulls the round off for Big.
Yeah, good silent drop. The scout, or the scope definitely would have given it away, but obviously a little bit lost in the 2v2. FlyQuest can't react in time. Makes it a much easier clutch for Searson than it initially looked like it would have been. But again, FlyQuest seems to be winning the game tactically at the moment, and even some of the shots in this round are beautiful. This swing from Alistair for the trade.
Damn.
Yeah, picture perfect, but then from here, communication doesn't come in. Alistair doesn't think he'll swing all the way around, and a beautiful clutch. Still though, they are put under a lot of pressure in that round. Once again, Liaz doing a good job selling Secret as an attacking point.
Oh. There's the shot outside. Some aggression does not pay off for Searson. Fortunately for Big, Tapson is effective in terms of getting that trade kill in. Dexter took damage on the initial fight, so he has to pick up the AWP. Crimbo applying a little pressure towards ramp room, but it's JDC at Secret that spots that barrel come in, and that bomb leaps forward to the feet of John DeCastro.
Yeah, maybe a little bit too ahead of himself, Dexter. That might be a little bit of IGL brain, looking up at the minimap and trying to think of what the next play is going to be and not actually clearing every single corner the way it needs to be. So Inns at ramp room is going to start making his move. Ain't nobody home for Big, so he's got some space to work with. And if they want to connect the pieces down in Secret, JDC might be a very tantalizing target from this ramp play.
Yeah, Inns just taking his time. Making sure the ramp is entirely clear.
I'm not entirely sure JDC realizes how open ramp room is. Just jump spotting over in the door. Not even checking behind him on a timing.
Well, Alistair's starting to slip his way down Secret. Vexite with him. And perhaps, oh, well now JDC's moved in. They're actually going to go aggressive. They're going to take this fight. Tabson goes down. JDC involved in the fight, trying to slow 2 players down, doing some damage. But here comes the fight in the control room, and it's all about the patience for Inns. It pays off. Eventually, JDC gets blasted away, and Alistair with a follow-up through the vent. It is crumbling here for Big on the defense as the rounds continue to rack up for FlyQuest.
Oh, the boys are playing with some confidence, with a little bit of swagger. And they are hitting some absolute bangers. Beautiful round from FlyQuest and great patience. Even after Dexter goes down with the bomb, you know, a little unfortunate. The patience to allow the play to come from ramp room, to just kind of wait in secret until he's in a position to help out, and realizing you have a guy in a position to make a massive play and just give him the time to open it up for you, and he does exactly that. Second timeout for Big, because they cannot get a grip on this CT side. They'll buy in this round. 3 players can get rifles. Searson can have his AWP. Regon and Crimbo going to be a little bit out of luck. But I think Big's at the point in this half, like, we kind of have to fight for this.
Yeah, that's the problem with the best of ones. There's not a whole lot of room to get back into when you've had such a slow start here for Big.
And this is 2 games back-to-back now where FlyQuest has come in as, you know, maybe less in this game, but the underdog, and just got out to a blistering
still
start.
Certainly the underdog,
blistering start.
I mean, in almost every single game, FlyQuest will be considered an underdog here at the Major. 6-1 start, looking to try and continue it. Big out of the timeout into a round where they barely have any utility to speak of. The majority of it is on Regon.
Good damage on the Vex side. He's a sad panda.
And Crimbo could be getting rid of him. Should be traded though. Sees the shadow, allows him to line them up, and that low HP works out. Alistair eventually getting that trade on Crimbo. Essential that he was able to find that, but Big, because of that setup from Crimbo, are now into a 4v3.
You have to win this round when Crimbo's delivered you that double kill. Man advantage at the moment. Tabson outside at the single box. Dexter finds him over the smoke. That's way too free. 2 players in the upper bomb site. Searson going to start closing the map with the ramp push, but ain't nobody in lobby. He'll find nothing.
Yeah, Searson realizes there's just not a whole lot going for them, so they clear lobby together, but FlyQuest, they've got control elsewhere.
Yeah, but Alistair has the bomb. And I mean, you have Dexter kind of clearing out secret. Looks like he wants to apply a little bit of pressure, but the bomb is waiting outside heaven, so... Oh, I don't know what the end game is. Dexter, this is surely just going to be a fake. Make your presence known, pull some players downstairs. You could see Searson rotating through the walls.
"30 seconds. Alistair watches the vent. Regon shows him a little bit of feet, and that's enough for Dexter to react. So he goes flying up the vent. Now coming into the A play. JDC waiting hut. Here they come, accelerating as JDC begins his pre-fire. It has not worked out for him, and the Molotov will keep him back, giving enough time here for Alistair to comfortably plant that bomb and force JDC to relocate.
This round's toast. You're going to have to save. JDC's location is known. Searson is going to have to retake from Vents or Mini with the AWP, but they're definitely split. And you cannot go for this or else you're out of everything in the next round. JDC already in T-spawn. So FlyQuest up 7-1. And this is a round where they were actually put at a disadvantage early on and had to work themselves out of it. And I'll say there's too many free kills. Tabson was free. Regon was free in Vents. Too many easy opportunities for FlyQuest to find the frags they needed to give themselves back an advantage. But, man, they're playing a great T-side. Dexter's calling a great game, and individually, they're making great decisions.
Well, you mentioned saving. They could hunt down this AWP. They could get rid of it from Searson's hands. And that would be absolutely devastating here for Big. They don't want to apply too much pressure. So he's able to get away. But yes, the fact that Crimbo gets that double kill towards Secret, to see it again here, just you think at that point, surely they're going to be able to pick it up. And then Tabson gets caught. This was too easy. Dexter got 2 free kills in this round.
Yeah, neither of them fired a bullet back at him. Way too easy of frags to give up, and missing some timings on that rotation down vent as well. It's always a dangerous prospect when you've lost control of outside and secret, and the risk doesn't pay off for Regon. So timeout from FlyQuest. Urcast gets to have a little chit-chat.
The Mongolian coach behind FlyQuest obviously had a time as a player with the Aussies, with some of these players, in fact, with Greyhound. Went back to Mongolia to study. His education continued, and he ended up becoming a coach instead.
Decided to study Counter-Strike one last time.
Yeah, he had a time in a Mongolian squad as well. We played with some of the well-known players in the region. I mean, he played under the team at Tiger, which, if you remember, possibly were in talks to Take Snappy and Smoothie to the squad a couple of years ago.
All right.
Didn't pan out, but
No. Could have been fun.
could have been interesting for sure.
Yeah. Another chance for Big. 4 M4s in that AWP. Good saved weapons. Timing hit, it looks like, towards the upper bomb site. Searson might have a chance at the first, but can he get overwhelmed?
Patiently waiting.
Well, Dexter's looking to get in position outside, just calling for smoke to come up. Another wall being constructed with smoke outside. Trying to pull some attention away from this upper bomb site. It hasn't worked yet, but that kill might do it. Searson might have to consider a new angle.
Well, JDC's down, so Searson needs to get a trade immediately here, and he can't really fall away because he's exposed to the open. His teammate Rigon only manages one, and this is utter collapse for Big today. FlyQuest 8-1 start on the T side of Nuke. There was no slowing them down, and at what point did we start asking the question, how much is too much for Big to pull back?
I think the conversation is right now. They've been so beaten up in these first 8 rounds. They gave a lot of room outside. They gave a lot of space, and still getting picked off. tabseN and Crimbo have no interest in the retake in the recovery mission, and it's about to be a 7-round lead for FlyQuest. Whew.
I should have put them 3-0, Jason.
I know. They have to be one of the teams with the least 3-0 picks.
Oh, 100%.
I would imagine.
Yeah, Australia doesn't have the highest population.
Beautiful beaches, though.
Yeah, absolutely. There's Liaz going down as well. So they defend the life of tabseN. So 1 rifle saved. That's all they've got. At least they got to become an AK.
Losing Crimbo at the end hurts. I think they buy up again, though.
I mean, you've got to fight for a few rounds here, right? Like, the best case scenario is 4
that's
rounds.
how it starts. And then Dexter, who got all that space outside, slides in to make sure Searson can't have any impact. Everything falling into place perfectly for FlyQuest.
Yeah, Dexter's fragging out. I can see why his sticker said sex, Jason. It's beautiful right now. 8-1 lead.
That's where you went with it?
Yeah.
Oh, you could have gone so many more cool places
well,
with
then we'll save that to the 3-0.
Here we are, ramp rush. Trying to hit an uppercut. Might be early for this, and Crimbo can only get the 1. Nice trade. Searson with an MP9 wants nothing to do with this fight. Going to try and find a timing to slide in behind them, but now all the pressure falls on tabseN.
Going in towards ramp, and Dexter getting away from the MP9. He's able to turn. Searson goes down, and tabseN needed a double, but he can't get it. So JDC instead steps up, and it is a 2v2. Finally around, the Big look like they can win.
JDC took a lot of damage to that Molotov. Dexter is low. They don't have they do have a Molotov on Rigon if he puts it over towards Dark. That could be an interesting play with the utility. It goes elsewhere, goes into the bomb site. They don't realize bomb is planted on the side. And Rigon's going to have to lead the way on this retake. JDC's very low, but a beautiful nade.
Backside just waiting around the corner. JDC, the time it's taking away from him, and so is the round for Big as he goes into the final fight. Backside wins it, and every single clutch, every single moment going FlyQuest way today.
They are so calm and comfortable at the moment. This is mental. What a beautiful looking FlyQuest we got at the majors so far out in Shanghai. It was jet lag the whole time.
It was. You know, they've played their entire career for this moment.
As an American, I can sympathize.
Yeah, well, it's still messing your players up.
Not all of them. We got a couple.
Yeah, Team Liquid took a while to wake up today, but eventually did it. Dexter on the charge outside, Vexite in behind the ramp smoke, and Dexter's not slowing down today. This is what we're talking about. The leader of the boys. He's got himself a great headshot, getting traded out by Searson, though, as he was overexposed in the open.
Yeah, but the openings have been so strong for FlyQuest, it feels. They've been able to find the opening frag in so many rounds. Searson getting aggressive with the scout. Liaz walks into it. Fortunate that's not a headshot. Crimbo, this time, goes untraded. Falls back, and now Big is putting something together.
Yeah, 2 rounds.
Hey, it's
better than 1.
It is better than 1.
Yeah, you're right. Ain's getting a pick on Crimbo. Fortunately, Searson was close enough to be able to trade it out. He's done everything required in this round victory. 3 picked up from him. Now Alistair to walk out into the open. JDC should take it. AK upgrade in. Some 5 HP. And Big going to the last round of this first half. The best case scenario now is 3 rounds. And looking at the money, they really should get that 3rd round win.
I'm not sure opening kills in that last round. It's actually not nearly as skewed towards FlyQuest as it feels at the moment. Big just unable to convert when they do get it. There we go, round number 2.
Well, this is what FlyQuest have for the last round of the first half. Mag 10, Tech 9's on 2. Another Mag 10 for Alistair, an AK for Vexite, so some speed behind it. A lot of the early success was based on how fast FlyQuest were playing. So Liaz goes down first. They get a play under the vent. Can the bomb make it down? Yes, it can. Inns gets into the lowest side with a bomb on his back. And Dexter not joining his squad. Crimbo on the rotate over. Smoke out towards the double doors to allow the 2 remaining teams to get into the bomb side. But Crimbo moves forward. Plank cancelled. And he's got a kill on Alistair. This isn't the start of the round for FlyQuest they would have hoped for.
No, Inns is hoping someone else can provide him a new opportunity somewhere else to go, and that all falls on Vexite because Dexter's and Vent's looking for a rotation. So Vexite's going to take the long round around towards heaven. 2 players in that upper bomb site. If he can find one or both of them, the play up vent can come in. But it has to be Vexite with the AK-47.
Wrap it around tabseN. Oh, the timing's not going to favor him. He just looked away. Now Vexite. Oh, God, you got to take it. As tabseN turns back, Vexite was trying to get a little bit too greedy about it. Trigger discipline to see if anybody else was in the site. And on that timing, he misses his chance.
Yeah, you can't really fault him either, considering the situation they're in. You can't really fault him for going for trigger discipline to try and get both frags to really open things up. Yeah, in a 3v5. Fair play. Still, what a beautiful half out of FlyQuest. Lovely calling from Dexter. The individual showed up on top of it.
Lovely fragging from Dexter as well.
Him and, I mean, down the board, they all had their rounds, but him and Inns certainly felt like the sharpshooters today. First half, 105 ADR for Dexter, 101 for Inns.
Yeah, one of the most important rounds that I recall from that first half is Vexite's clutch earlier in the game, right? In the first gun round, he was able to win the 1v1 that resulted in the ability for FlyQuest to get off to the hot lead.
And I mean, it wasn't really until round 11 where Big, regained economic control. They always had the money issues, despite the fact that it was like 1 round win and then all of a sudden they're broke.
Yeah.
Big just could never find it.
And they've got to start a huge comeback now. And that's the difficulty that lies in front of Big.
Yeah, tabseN just saying, look, boys, that wasn't our best half, but we can still come back in this. You just gotta believe.
Yeah, so they're gonna filter out through the utility here for Big. Smoke, flash for Rigon. Smoke for Sirius and flash on the hand of tabseN. What have we got? Begins.
Yeah, what have we got for this pistol? Critical for Big to win this. Over towards ramp room. Liaz will be the defender. Searson has some utility outside, so likely just a distraction when he deploys it just now. It'll hopefully pull that support player away from ramp room. There's the P250 spotted. Inns sees only 1. Liaz stands his ground.
Well, Liaz, he's got to deal with quite a lot of big presence coming at his way, so he drops down into the ramp, calls Dexter to come over for the rotation, but Dexter instantly gooshed and can no longer stand and fight. So Big have the ramp room to play with. Do they decide to just drop? So Searson making his way towards Secret. Inns will keep that secret for the time being. He's called Liaz over to make sure that he can hold on to it.
Oh, they're in trouble now. They haven't gotten any of these kills in this progression. The Glocks have too much room to work with, too much room to move forward aggressively and take space. Nobody can stop them. Finally, Vexite and Alistair have a little bit to say, but once again, the upper bomb site is going to be open for Big to fall back and commit to a reposition. But the bomb is dropped from the site.
Yeah, the bomb's dropped, so they're committed to this B bomb site for the time being, but the fights are coming in. Crimbo wins his first duel with the dual Berettas, but it's still a 2v2. FlyQuest staying in this with 35 seconds left. Damage done. Dexter down low on 4.
The reposition is beautiful from Vexite.
Yeah, this is huge up on the rafters. It's going to wrap around, and with time now ticking on, Big have to relocate themselves, and Crimbo comes out of the decon door. Hasn't spotted the player on the rafters. Dexter isn't peeking, and the time is ticking on, but Vexite, he messes up. He doesn't get the kill locked in, and Crimbo steps up instead for Big with 3 on the door.
Oh, it was there. The reposition is absolutely perfect. The frag is there, everything you wanted. That's such a tough pistol round for FlyQuest, but they almost pulled it back into favor. And in the 2v2, missed opportunities. Oh, no.
That's going to feel so rough for Vexite, realizing how close you are. You made every right step, and All you needed to do was kill someone not looking at you, but it doesn't go his way. Pistol round picked up for Big. And the first step of a long journey back into this game. FlyQuest go for the force buy. They've got the scout out for ins, upgraded pistols, and an MP9 in the hands of their in-game leader.
Yeah, with this kind of a lead though, FlyQuest, you know, let's see what happens in this round, but let's assume they're going to lose it, which is a big assumption to make. But the goal for FlyQuest needs to be settle your economy down as early and as fast as you possibly can. Don't get into the same issue that Big had where they were always on the verge of a buy, you know, 3 rifles, 2 SMGs, low on utility. You want that money to fill your coffers up very, very quickly. Get the utility you need for this CT side so you can be dynamic, so you can slow down fast plays.
Wow, good work from Dexter. Searson to die.
Oh, beautiful stall out.
Great opening. They slow down Big.
Yeah, they're kind of really trapped here for a moment. I will say, though, a little bit clogged up in heaven with 2 players there.
So perhaps the reaction is for Dexter to try and get some space towards ramp? Like push all the way through trophy room?
Yeah, they're going to start moving into that now. They slide both into the bomb site. And, I mean, with the 3 players in the upper bomb site and that kill towards lobby, you can turn in and just address upper at this point.
Here comes Dexter. Starting to move forward. Regon's got to worry about 3 different angles, and does spot out Dexter, but doesn't win the fight. So Regon getting pushed from 2 players. A little bit uncomfortable. Here comes Tapson.
Now they know.
Out from heaven, they turn their attentions to watch for it. And now the rest of the blue squad at FlyQuest CT side look to try and stop them from getting into the bomb site. But 3v2 with 14 seconds left. Dexter again stepping up for his team.
Damn.
And the force buy works out for FlyQuest. Big do not get it going at the start of the second half. They are broken when it comes to money. 11-4 is the most likely scoreline now for FlyQuest.
It was a massive assumption. Dexter, quad kill in the round. He is everywhere with his MP9. Perfect reactions, perfect cohesion with his team, trading all the kills coming out. And the captain leading the charge for FlyQuest, taking a 6-round lead. And Big realize you ain't making this comeback without AK-47s. It's down to unarmored Glocks. A desperate situation.
This is a team that so often come to the majors with limited expectations. But to be 2-0 up on the opening day of the Perfect World Shanghai Major seemed like a pipe dream for FlyQuest.
This game has been an absolute pleasure to cast if you're a FlyQuest fan. Just watching the way that Dexter has played this game on the G side, the calls.
Jason?
Yeah, I might be now. I might have to be a FlyQuest fan now, but this has been a beautiful game of Counter-Strike from FlyQuest.
Well, In's just waiting. Shadow spotted out to the left side. He's so primed, so ready to deal with Crimbo. And these pistols should prove no threat. But there's so many of them, so he has to have some help from his teammates, and that's no problem as FlyQuest clean it up. Not a single kill from Big. Money in the bank. And FlyQuest start to stare down the barrel of a 12th round and victory if they can defeat Big in this round.
Yep, Big buying up entirely into this round.
Dude, this sucks.
It's not a pretty one. Galils are out on Regon, on JDC, on Tabson. A pair of AK-47s, Regon, excuse me, goes down to the MAC-10. Yeah, by firepower weak, utility not complete. But firepower be damned, FlyQuest is just outplaying Big.
Yeah, there's another opener. Lee has to take Regon down. It's loses the fight, the straight up fight against Tabson as he
just tapping through smoke.
Credit. Is that how he got it?
I think so.
Oh my.
Spots 1, blinded, gonna drop down. Safety for Lee as he descends. A little bit of support. Miss spray, but Dexter's good for 2.
Dude, he holds down mouse 1 the whole way. That is conviction from the in-game leader of FlyQuest as he gets himself a double and pushes his team closer and closer to 12 rounds. An utter collapse for Big. Tabson on 4 HP, still clearing out the lower bomb site. Alistair's on the flank though, around the back.
He's on the hunt. He knows exactly what's going on.
He's got the scent of Tabson.
Timing.
He looks back, and Alistair just about looks at the right direction at the right time. So it's Crimbo in a 1v3, 50 seconds left, bomb on his back. We've seen Crimbo pull off some great clutches, but this would be a huge step for his squad if he's able to pull this one off.
FlyQuest playing this pretty good so far. I mean, 2 players in the lower bomb site kind of out of position, right? But you have 1 player in Vex site able to kind of, just keep an eye, keep track on the upper bomb site. Now, if he spots Crimbo or gets the information, it's not time to peek, it's not time to fight. You call your teammates in. There's plenty of utility for them to utilize to find themselves in an advantage situation on top of the 3v1 they already have.
Crimbo roaming.
He's going to have to make noise to drop now.
Yeah, roaming in the rafters.
15
Crimbo,
seconds.
limited time, dives down, utility will be put in place, but as soon as he drops, it is the peak from Vex site, and it is a 12th round for FlyQuest. They are about to go 2-0 up on the opening day of the major.
And then let's just see who they get. Yeah, that's how he got it. And this extended spray as JDC and Searson line up. Well then, who would have thunk it?
I guarantee you there's a few Aussies at home that wanted to believe in this. I don't even think they would have told you this was happening, but fantastic work from FlyQuest.
All good counter utility. Upper bus coming in. Vex site completely blinded. Blinded again. He's been blind the whole round, and the Tech-9's doing their job. FlyQuest caught off by a timing. A timing pop into the upper site.
Well, the celebrations will be
God.
put on hold for the time being, as it looks like Big secure themselves 5 after the upper bus, so FlyQuest off to save their weapons. Some upgraded spoils of war for Big. They can pick them up.
If they get that kill, that nade kill over towards Vents, I guarantee they stick around and see what else they can find. But Crimbo's left on 2 HP, so victory held at bay for the moment.
Well, there's a couple more weapons picked up for Big. I'll save those into the next. FlyQuest, they are flush for cash. They've got plenty of it. Vex site, $9,200. You can drop over for ins. Liaz has some spare cash too, so they've got a lot of opportunities to close this game out, FlyQuest. It's not exactly a sustainable strategy to round victories, just popping into the A bomb site like that consistently in the fashion that Big did it, but it certainly is a great raft to swim back to shore, and they find themselves an opportunity. They've got to run with it.
Surprised with how good of a game FlyQuest has played. They didn't sort of expect that, right? Every team has an upper bus like that in their pocket for their lower buy rounds. Mac 10s, Tech 9s. FlyQuest maintained just the 2-man defense in that position, third towards mini, but I think all the utility was just perfect for Big.
Liaz looking to get another one. There he goes, straight through the smoke. There's no stopping FlyQuest. They will go 2-0 up, and they will do it in dominant fashion. They defeated Complexity, and now they have destroyed Big. This is a FlyQuest that we haven't seen before. A 2-0 lead to open up the major affair. They took Big to Nuke. And we talk about a team with its structure. We talk about a team with firepower on the back of Searson in great form. And Big did not display that today. They got outmatched in that first half, losing crucial clutches, getting their ass handed to them by Dexter in particular.
He's been a beast this whole game. I mean, he's won with brains and brawn. 13-5. Destruction is the right way to put it. Big never stood a chance.
And look at that. FlyQuest barely celebrating it. They just got the job done at 2-0. They took Big to the danger zone, and they did not enjoy playing with the boys.
No, not at all. Dexter's got to be so happy with how that one's